Thank you for joining me on today's show of 24 News with Kuhle. I am your host, Kuhle Maseko. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, and her name is Gugu MTETWA. She's all the way from the East Rand. She sat on various boards within our state-owned enterprises here in our country and has worked at telecommunications services companies as well as a financial assets company, and has been part of Saica's top under 35 CAs. So without any further ado, let's welcome our guest, Gugu MTETWA. So tell me, Miss Gugu MTETWA, what inspired you into becoming a chartered accountant?
Thank you, Kuhle Maseko. You asked me what inspired me to be a chartered accountant. I think for me, it started when I was about in standard 8 to 9, that's about grade 10, grade 11, back in the 90s. And I saw how hard my mom worked. So she was a nurse then, and she worked a full-time job plus extra hours moonlighting over the weekend, just to save enough money to put us through to school, my sisters and I. And I just wanted to just follow a career that where I would work just as hard but also be remunerated for that hard work. And I started researching because I loved numbers, I love maths, I love accounting, and I started researching what kind of careers would actually lean towards that. And funny enough, I actually applied for both a BCom and a business science degrees across the different universities. And I initially had also thought about actuarial science, loving numbers, but at the end of the day I chose a chartered accountancy career because I loved, the interaction of working in teams, and for me that has worked well.
May I ask you, Miss Gugu MTETWA, what or who rather do you think is the huge reason behind your success, and what's led you into this stream of becoming a chartered accountant?
You ask who's the major reason behind my success. I think first is also defining success. There are so many different definitions of success, and I think for me, the success is that of peace of mind, that following your own path and your own route that God has actually given to you. And for me, sometimes I feel successful, sometimes not, but overall I know that the path that I walk every single day, for me it's more about that am I following my own calling, my own purpose, and my own values. So first and foremost, for me, being a spiritual person, of course it is that. It's praising the Lord for all the blessings and learning through every single lesson. For me, I just feel that life is just a big classroom where all of us are here just to learn, to be better people, to learn spiritually, and most importantly for all of us to just experience joy, the joy of this universe. For me, I think that I could attribute it. And then by saying God, it's then every single person that I've come across in my life, I believe has been there for a reason, and God has used them accordingly. I think everyone that I've come across in my life has been a great influencer and shaper of who I am today. Your other question that with the economy expected to shrink this year, what do I think the country should do? I wish I knew. I don't think there's one single person that has a monopoly on intelligence. I don't think there's one.
Ms. Gugu MTETWA, you are also put on Saica's top 30 under 35 chartered accountants. Tell us, what does it take to reach such a milestone, knowing that there are plenty of chartered accountants out on the market?
Yes, I was nominated by a colleague of mine actually to be in the top 35 under 35 chartered accountants. At that stage I was 34 years old, and I managed to be one of the nominees. So nominated meaning that I'm one of the top 35 CAs in the country under the age of 35. So I really appreciated that, and I had just left my career as a partner in an audit firm and started and joined as an executive in a telecommunications company. And for me, I think it was just firstly meeting other successful chartered accountants, and secondly, just to say that there is more we all need to do apart from the daily work that we all, exercise, where we go to work, we exercise our responsibilities, that also in terms of society, what is it that we can contribute within society, whether it be mentorship, where we can give of our time. It doesn't always have to be monetary. So for me, that network, it's firstly created a network for me to connect with other chartered accountants, but also to say what more is it that I can do to contribute within society.
So Ms. Gugu MTETWA, you having traveled to many countries for work purposes, what system do you think we as South Africa should instill to improve society at large?
And you mentioned that, one travels and you see different systems in different countries, whether it's from Singapore to China to the United States to Europe, and say what are the best ways of best systems to apply for a country. And I think there are different systems that apply to different countries differently. For us, we probably have most of the tools right. Now it's just about saying how do we actually apply those tools. We do have a democracy, and I think that's the highest form. Of course, one can, it's got its challenges and its shortfalls. I still believe very strongly in democracy. But then again, economically, is that how do we actually open up the economy? And it's just for us as government, or us as a country, and then government using the tools that it has to say, how do we enable more businesses to be opened, more products to be produced within the country, small products, doesn't have to be the most sophisticated products at the start. But most importantly, the foundation, I believe, is education. Educate a nation, educate a child, educate a family, and that makes a world of a difference, because once you are educated, not only financially does it make a difference, but it makes a difference in how it is that we think, in the value we place in ourselves, and the value we place in the things around us, like schools, because we would not be burning schools during the current COVID lockdown.
So Ms. Gugu MTETWA, there's an improvement in women holding senior positions. However, more still needs to be done. How can we improve on this challenge?
Yes, you mentioned women empowerment. I think when it comes to women empowerment, same as race discrimination, that it is not, there's no one simple, answer to it. But there needs to be commitment towards it from all parties, from women, from males, politicians, business people. All of us have to be on board and consciously have a plan to say we are going to empower our girls, we are going to empower our women leaders. So for me, that's what I believe, that firstly there needs to be that commitment and conviction. And secondly, a plan, because what gets measured gets done. So if there's no plan for us to measure up against, then there won't be any action, and also there won't be any incentive. So there needs to be a very strong will from the top of our government, from the top of business, to really empower. We've had numerous studies internationally demonstrating all the benefits and positives of having women being empowered. So we don't need any more proof. Now it's just a matter of action, and it's just time that we actually, not only the males, but we as women, take those positions. And
Ms. Gugu MTETWA, after being a chartered accountant for many years, what drove you into studying a master's degree in economics?
So for me, one of my passions is that of being a global citizen. And by saying global citizen, I just feel that in this current coronavirus has shown us that we're all connected as human beings. Humanity is just but one. So that interconnectedness, that when we're working and finding solutions to problems, that it needs to be not only for ourselves, but it needs to be for our communities, for our, the broader society, our country and continent at large. So that is my passion. Say that having gotten this master's in economics through the University of London, I would like to apply it in such a way that we try and make societies more equal. We try and make societies more equal, not only financially, but from a gender point of view. I'm very passionate about that. Say, how do we uplift the females, us as females, to not only be in key positions, but also financially, to economically, that women are recognized as such. So I'm hoping that that's how I'll be able to apply this in one form or the other.
Thank you, Ms. Gugu MTETWA, for joining us on today's episode of 24 News with Kuhle. Please don't forget to join us back on the 9th of May, where we'll be interviewing the music group Nobody for President. Good night, South Africa.
Au,